Hello, everyone. My name is Braden. This is Airless Quill 9, and in today's video, we are going to talk about the Barbed Devil, the devil of greed and obsession. Barbed devils, of course, can be found in the Nine Hells. This is their natural habitat to be found in, and they can be found in the possession of any type of treasures. So feel free to roll on any treasure table in the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide when your players kill one of these very potent devils. Here's what the 2024 Monster Manual has to say about Barbed Devils. Infernal collectors, Barbed Devils fanatically protect troves of treasure and scour the planes of existence for additions to their hoards. Also known as homunculus among the ranks of the Nine Hells, these devils bedeck their barbed hides with their most prized possessions and trophies taken from those who failed to steal from them. When threatened, barbed devils strike with their thorny limbs and hurl infernal flame. Barbed devils often serve as guards and accountants for ice devil generals, pit fiend warlords, arch devils, and similarly powerful villains. In return, barbed devils gain protection for their own collections. Many Barbed Devils also maintain networks of imps that search the plains for treasures of interest or useful, greedy mortals. Barbed Devils rarely collect anything as prosaic as coins and gems. Rather, they pride themselves on having the multiverse's greatest collection of one kind of thing, typically items of rare pedigree or emblems of power. Barbed Devils refuse to steal what they covet. Instead, they strike bargains to claim both treasure and mortal souls. This is a very interesting lore for the Barbed Devils, and I think this is quite different from what the 2014 Monster Manual describes as the motivations behind a Barbed Devil. So, pretty interesting things to see about them, and I like that there's a lot of personality to the Barbed Devil in this iteration. You can see here, this new art of the Barbed Devil shows it in its natural habitat and one of its treasure hoards with all the things that it craves. So very evocative of this Barbed Devil that they're describing in this text. Let's look at the stat block and talk about what changes have been made to the Barbed Devil. So the Barbed Devil is a medium fiend, specifically a devil, and they are lawful evil in alignment. The Barbed Devil has an armor class of 15, 110 hit points, a speed of 30 feet, and a climb speed of 30 feet. They have an initiative of +3. For their ability scores, the Barbed Devil has a strength of 16, a dexterity of 17, a constitution of 18, an intelligence of 12, a wisdom of 14, and a charisma of 14. They are proficient in strength, constitution, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. For their skills, they have deception of +5, insight of +5, and perception at a +8. For their resistances, they are resistant to cold damage, and they are immune to fire and poison damage, as well as the poison condition. For their senses, they have dark vision of 120 feet, which is unimpeded by magical darkness. They have a passive perception of 18. And for their languages, the Barbed Devil knows Infernal and has telepathy of 120 feet. Its challenge rating is CR5, granting it 1800 experience points on a kill and a proficiency bonus of +3. As for the changes on this side of the stat block, there's not too many to mention. Most notably is that the Barbed Devil did gain that climb speed, so it did not have that previously, so that's pretty interesting to see there. The Barbed Devil has also lost its resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. This hasn't really changed its challenge rating at all. They've just removed it from the stat block. Um, but they have done other things to make this devil fit its challenge rating. So let's get to the other half of the stat block. For its traits, the Barbed Devil has Barbed Hide. At the start of each of its turns, the devil deals 1d10 piercing damage to any creature it is grappling or any creature grappling it. The Barbed Devil also has Diabolical Restoration. This says if the devil dies outside the 9 hells, its body disappears in sulfurous smoke, and it gains a new body instantly, reviving with all its hit points somewhere in the 9 hells. Finally, the Barbed Devil has magic resistance, giving it advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, which, trust me, it uses quite often in a lot of campaigns. For its actions, the Barbed Devil has a multi-attack. This allows it to make 1 claws attack and 1 tail attack, or it makes 2 hurl flame attacks. For its claws attack, this is a melee attack roll with a +6 to hit, a reach of 5 feet. On a hit, it deals 2d6 plus 3 piercing damage, and if the target is a large or smaller creature, it has the grappled condition, with an escape DC of 13 from both claws. For its tail attack, this is a melee attack roll with a +6 to hit and a reach of 10 feet. And on a hit, it deals 2d10 plus 3 slashing damage. Finally, the Hurl Flame action is a ranged attack roll with a +5 to hit and a range of 150 feet. And on a hit, this deals 5d6 fire damage. If the target is a flammable object that isn't being worn or carried, it starts burning. And burning, of course, is a hazard that deals 1d4 fire damage every round. So let's talk about the changes on this side of the stat block. The Barbed Hide and Magic Resistance traits work just as normal. Devil's Sight used to be on the old stat block. That has been put directly into the senses section, so that's why it's no longer in the traits option. And Diabolical Restoration is a feature that they've added to a large majority of fiends and angels and other types of otherworldly beings that can't die outside of their natural plane of existence. This used to be in the text of most creatures, but it was often overlooked by dungeon masters, so they've added in a special trait for these creatures that have something of that nature. So it's nice to have that in the stat block where you won't forget it. Finally, the multi-attack option has changed slightly. At least in terms of how it functions. The claws attack used to just be called claw, so that has changed slightly. Which is why it now only makes 1 claws attack rather than 2 claw attacks. Claws has an increased damage. It used to be 1d6 plus 3 when it was just 1 claw. Now it's 2d6 plus 3 since it is both claws. And they've added in the fact that it automatically grapples, which is pretty useful because now the Barbed Devil is finally making use of that Barbed Hide feature that they had in their trait section. So yeah, that's really nice to have something in there that really capitalizes on that specific trait, because I have not seen that used at all in my Descent into Avernus campaign that I'm currently running, and it's very nice that that is now present there. The tail attack has seen a damage boost. It used to be 2d6 plus 3. It is now 2d10 plus 3, which is an increase. And its damage type has changed from piercing to slashing damage. So that's also quite interesting to see. Finally, the Hurl Flame is interesting because it used to be 3d6 fire damage. It is now 5d6 fire damage. So that is a quite big damage increase there. So Now, with its particular multi-attack, the Barbed Devil is dealing on average 34 damage with its Hurl Flame attacks, or with its claws and tail, it is dealing on average 24, which is the exact same damage average. So either way, the Barbed Devil is living up to that challenge rating 5 CR because you're not really having any detriments whether you're doing ranged attacks or melee attacks, depending on what situation the Barbed Devil finds itself in. So, really nice changes to see there. I think the reason they increased some of the damage potential of the Barbed Devil is because they removed that bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing resistance to non magical attacks that aren't silvered. And I think that is a fine change in this stat block. The 110 hit points was always potent on the Barbed Devil, and increasing the attack potential of the Barbed Devil in place of removing that resistance, I feel is a great swap. I feel like that really works for this particular creature. So, yeah, overall, very happy about the changes to the Barbed Devil. I like that their lore has changed. That's very interesting to see. And that makes me think of different ways that I can play a Barbed Devil and what their motivations might be for why they're in a particular area. I also just noticed there that you can see those barbs also on its tail, which is curling there in the left hand bottom corner of the screen. So yeah, some very cool things with this fiend, which I'm excited to employ in my current Descent into Avernus campaign. So yeah, very happy with the changes they've done to this particular creature. Yeah, that's going to be it for this particular video. Thank you all for watching. If you like devils or fiends or Barbed Devils in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Or if you just enjoyed the video itself, give the video a thumbs up as well. I greatly appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more from me, please subscribe to the channel. I will be releasing a video every weekday for the 2024 Monster Manual. So keep an eye out for those videos. In the next one, we're going to talk particularly about the Barlgura, which is one of my favorite demons. So keep an eye out for that video. Until then, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later.